There will be spoilers ahead for Love, Death, and Robots Volumes 1 through 2. And there will be spoilers for 2001: A Space Odyssey. You'll see why. So Love, Death, and Robots Volume 2 just came out on Netflix, and you know what that means. It means you're getting another Hidden Details video. So here's all the Easter eggs and hidden details I spotted in Love, Death, and Robots Volume 2. Let's start with Automated Customer Service. One of the best short stories written by John Scalzi. You know Scalzi, the same awesome sauce sci-fi writer that wrote Alternate Histories, When the Yogurt Took Over, and 3 Robots. In this episode, the design of the home and the rest of Sunset City has this 1960s aesthetic. When looking through the camera of VacuBot, in the top right corner of the screen, we can see that the clock reveals the story takes place in 2065, a century after the 1960s. At the beginning of the episode, Jeanette is doing some form of yoga or meditation, and the headset she's wearing is projecting similar light and color patterns from the Beyond the Infinite sequence in 2001: A Space Odyssey, another story about a robot malfunctioning and turning on humans. The design of VacuBot even kinda looks like HAL 9000 a little bit, especially when its eye turns red. When VacuBot is scanning through the house trying to destroy any and all life, it cycles through the same kind of symbols that appear during the title sequence at the beginning of each episode. In the top left corner of the VacuBot camera, you can see the names of some of the crew members. For example, David Nicholas is one of the executive producers of the episode. At the end, when all the robots begin to chase after Jeanette and Bill, the name of the episode's director, Meat Department, appears right over here below Sunset City. In Ice, when Sedgwick is running from the Frost Whales, he says the word to himself. When doing so, he exhales, and his frozen breath spells out the word. That was a pretty cool artistic choice. And here's the time code in the episode for when that happens. To me, Pop Squad was the most visually stunning episode of the season. Something interesting I noticed after watching this episode a billion times is here's the first shot of the episode, and here's the last. And you can interpret that however you want. Detective Briggs notices that the tag on the green dinosaur reads Ipswich Collectibles, so he then goes to visit that antique shop. In the episode The Drowned Giant, a similar looking storefront with the same name appears in the background as the narrator is driving through town. In the original short story of Pop Squad, when Briggs is in the Reju clinic with Alice, he talks about Reju, saying it's just a clear liquid. I always thought it should be fizzy and green for growing things. And in this episode, they chose to make the liquid green instead of clear like it should be, intentionally making the Reju the same color as the dinosaur and the jungle that surrounds the house sheltering an unregistered child, as green represents life and growth. The Drowned Giant is based on the short story written by English novelist J.G. Ballard. In this episode, the narrator drives a car with a license plate 15111-930, as in November 15th, 1930, also known as the birthday of J.G. Ballard. In my previous video pointing out a bunch of hidden details in Love, Death, and Robots Volume 1, I noticed a trend. In almost every episode, some character either injures or loses their arm. And it looks like Volume 2 is keeping the tradition going. So now it is time to go through this season and point out every time this happens. In Automated Customer Service, after Jeanette defeats VacuBot, VacuBot's arm hits the ground and the exterior of it breaks. In Life Hutch, the robot crushes Terrence's hand. In The Drowned Giant, the giant's left arm was the first thing to go. In Snow in the Desert, Snow loses his right hand during the first gunfight in the bar. Later in the episode, it sounded and looked like he got his left arm broken in by one of the bounty hunters. Then the really cool looking lizard dude shoots off Snow's entire right arm. Those are all the hidden details I got for you today. If you love Love, Death, and Robots, please press subscribe, and a human will be back with another Love, Death, and Robots video very soon. Thank you for watching, and good luck.